Well, I was asking a good friend who's a great presenter about how to start a presentation. And the funny thing is that he told me that the best thing to do is before you tell everybody what you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them. And I was like, hey, I heard Hives like announcements of announcements. So I think this will go over really well. Um, so first off, who am I? I am on Hive. You know me as How We Roll, but I'm going to try to take this moment to attempt to rebrand myself as How Daryl rolls because I roll on longboards, I roll on crypto, I roll on Hive, and most of all, I roll with community. And that is why I became very excited when I joined Steemit way back in the day, old December 2017, and I found SteamSkate, which is now Skatehive. Um, I, like many people, just came here to make some money. And next thing you know, I found the most amazing community that I'd ever found. And I was just utterly inspired by what they were doing because my passion was community and skateboarding just happened to be my tool on how to build a community locally and now on the internet. So, Skatehive has done some incredible things over the years, we've, obviously helped a ton of skaters make money off of just simply posting content that they're normally doing for free on Facebook. We also recently had members, a father, Mr. Dalio, or Danilo, he had throat cancer. We helped raise over $600 just through posts. And then through GoFundMe and a few other things, we ended up raising over $3,000. And on the sounds of it, he is in a good recovery and is doing well right now. So very happy about that. Um, I personally found someone in the Philippines that was putting on a race, and I was like, "Hey, I want to support you guys." So I sponsored them. That's my little longboard Hive logo here, little orange thing in the center there. And I posted about his longboard race and raised a bunch of money, ended up giving him a few $100s to help him put on the event and give out some prizes. So I thought this is just the most amazing thing. I can't wait to expand this. And we started talking, why don't we expand this to all extreme sports? So we're like, okay, what's the problem we're going to solve here? And this is probably a little too small for everyone to read, but this is an article about Red Bull and how a lot of people started dying when they started mimicking Red Bull stunts. And, these are done by professionals, but in my perspective, the model of advertising right now is Red Bull or companies like it sponsor a few people. They dangle that as the carrot of everybody wants to become famous, everybody wants to get paid to do what they're loving. And so these people go out on social media and they create posts that are life risking stunts where they tag these companies and give them free marketing while they get nothing but stoke, which is, like exposure points for extreme athletes. It doesn't really do anything, it's not worth anything. So that comes where we have this amazing idea that we're hoping to use a lot of these amazing new platforms that are coming out. We're going to create a token called Stoken, the Stoke token. Um, First off, what is Stoke? Um, by definition, Stoke started off as an old Dutch word, stoken, where you are stoking a fire. You're poking the fire, adding fuel, helping it burn better. And when we looked at the definition of this word, that suits exactly what we want to do because as a community, we're building Stoke together about these amazing sports we're doing. Someone is scared to go down a hill, we get them excited, we stoke them up, we teach them how to be safe, and then the whole community gets stoked when that kid goes down his first hill and does that trick that he wanted to do. Or we have skaters that often get injured and they're like, oh, I want to give up the sport, it's so tough. And the community rallies behind them, gets them stoked to recover, do all their physical therapy, and get back on the board. So we figure if we can mint a token at this point, we'll call it proof of stoke. Um, we're going to basically be able to monetize this stoke that these communities create, and we want to build a platform around the idea of building sports communities to help each other and basically become our own sponsors. Um, there's a lot of exploitation of athletes in the world, and if we are all making money off of the things that we're doing together, that empowers athletes to say no to dangerous stunts, as well as in their pursuits of becoming famous, they actually can make money along the way, buy equipment, focus on their sports, not working a 9 to 5. Um, and from the presentations I've seen here, there's so many developments coming out that it's just a matter of time before we're going to be able to create individual communities for all the different sports. Um, I got the idea of doing a governance token, and eventually we also want to release NFTs that will allow everybody to sponsor their favorite athlete and help them attend events, go through recoveries, get equipment, and everything that they need to do. Um, Behind Stoken is a great team that's been working on Skatehive since 2017. I'm sure this writing is way too small, and these pictures are probably too small, but this was designed for a release that is coming out on text where you can read it. But we got Know How, known as Know How 92, Harris. He's been a mad promoter of Skatehive, amazing person. I wish he was here. There's of course me, cool video or picture of me skating down a hill, drifting down corners. We've got a Maddie P, aka Unorganized Militia, who is a skater, but he is very, very passionate about community and freedom. So we're happy to have him on the team. And we also have a professional skater out of Brazil, Vlad. He is also a board member of Library Foundation, and we're happy to have him on his team. And he's been doing a lot to try to promote the sport, and we're just looking forward to getting the community stoked. And yeah, that was my presentation. I think I rushed through it a little bit too much, but does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, use your raise a hand to ask a question to Daryl. My name is, I'm going to rebrand, by the way, to Roland. What do you say about that one?
Hop on a board and I will give you lots of stoking for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked, man. We use it at kiteboarding as well. Stoke after the surf. I'm actually stoking up a little fire here in the fireplace, but I wasn't aware that it was actually coming from Dutch. It's really cool. Okay, so we got two questions. I got Malometer. I'm gonna activate you. You're on the air. Hello, Malometer. Ask your question. Unmute yourself. And I will activate Criodas. Hey, Criodas, how are you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Woo! Awesome. I am totally, I'm going to say it, I'm totally stoked about all this as a person that used to skateboard back in the day when I was younger. Um, totally hyped about the whole thing. My question, besides obviously being a great presentation, is is there going to be information, or I'm sure the community will add to it for people that want to get started and all that type of things, or maybe for someone of my age who's a little bit older than the most people that skate, um, how to do it safely and places to go, etc.
Yeah, we actually have a member, at least in the longboard world, and we're hoping to find more of this in the skateboard world, of people who are lesson teachers. One guy, if you look up the username Downhill254, he's still learning Hive. He has a million things that he's doing, but he loves the idea behind it. And he has a whole repertoire of videos about how to slide safely, how to learn to get into downhill skateboarding without breaking yourself. Um, and generally, actually, what we're planning to do, and I forgot to put this in the presentation, is we want to generate an ambassador program where we go out and find athletes, community builders, and other things who will we're going to delegate large amounts of Stoken and Hive power to so that they can go out and sponsor real world events, get other people in their community involved, build their community up locally in the real world, and hopefully together we can just bring Hive and what we're doing to everybody.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you for that
Thank you.
question.
Yeah, cheers.
You hear me?
Cheers.
Yo. Roland, can you hear me?
I can hear this guy. He's not on air. Trying to bring you on air. Should be a button on your bottom right if you are trying to talk. Stuck behind an emoji. Well, I can't find you. Alrighty, well, I think that does it for my presentation. I'll let Roland take things over. I'm going to hit the little